Salvete omnes, this is I'm Amelia, also known as TheMartianGeek. And it is not only April Fool's Day, but also my 300th video upload. Yay! Now, mind you, I don't have any special events planned for either of those things, unfortunately. I couldn't come up with any ideas. So it's just going to be a regular video this time. Now, we beat Web Spider and we have his weapon, the Lightning Web, but obviously we're not going in weakness order, and I'm taking on Jet Stingray second. He's in the Marine base. And you can get an easy heart tank and sub-tank from his stage without the use of any special weapons, so nice to do him early. He destroyed the city and escaped to the sea. Also, this is a pretty quick stage, so I might not even have time for all of my commentary. Yeah, this is a jet bike stage of Mega Man X4. The controls are basically X jumps, square shoots, and circle dashes. Assuming you're playing it on a PlayStation anyway. I don't know if there actually were any ports of Mega Man X4 to, like, the GameCube or anything. I don't think so, but I could be wrong. Well, I guess GameCube would be PlayStation 2 generation, but whatever. Now, when you get to the third gap in this first part, don't jump. You'll fall onto that lower platform and get that heart tank. Beyond that, you pretty much just want to keep shooting everything, and keep in mind that you can actually dash into things to destroy them. Sometimes you take a bit of damage yourself if you're not careful, but... And of course, I don't recommend doing that with things like the bombs. Because, yeah, you'll just blow yourself up, and that's not nice for anyone. Except possibly Sigma. And we're already at Area 2, and we're only a minute and a half in. Now we're out onto the open ocean. I guess that first part was some kind of... well, inside the base, I suppose. And there's Jet Stingray. Yeah, we actually get to see him in the stage before we fight him as a boss. And you actually want to dash into him. It'll take a little bit of... way to not pay attention. Nice. But as I was saying, when Jet Stingray appears in the stage, you want to dash into him because it's the quickest way to make him take enough damage that he goes away. And trust me, you want him to go away. If he stays on the screen, he starts dropping little stingrays on the ground, and those can be a pain because you can't really do much about them because you can't shoot that low. And he's back, and dash into him again. Yeah, you do take damage from that, but it's better than the alternative. Now we're coming up on the sub-tank, and I completely missed it. Dang it. Yeah, that sub-tank can be a bit tricky to get if you're not familiar with, like, a good way to do it, I guess. This stage also has some pretty good music. In fact, I remember Jet Stingray's stage theme as being like... Whoa, I almost did the same thing I did the first time. I remember Jet Stingray's stage music as being like one of the first ones that really stood out to me as... that I really liked the first time I played Mega Man X4. Almost to the sub-tank. Oops. Yeah, let's jump on the spiked mines. There we go. See, what I find tends to work pretty well there is when you get to that second platform, right after the one that's sloped, basically jump and air dash immediately, and you should land on the platform early enough to get the sub-tank. Yeah, you can more or less air dash with the land speed or whatever it's called, jet bike.
I'm impressed that you found me, but your search is over. Get ready, X!
Now, Jet Stingray, like Web Spider, has two basic attack patterns. When he starts out, he'll do one of two things. He'll either fire those stingrays at you, or he'll try to dive bomb you. Well, fire the stingrays and then try to dive bomb you, or just dive bomb. And you want to shoot all the stingrays, because as you can see, if you don't shoot them, they drop down to the ground where they are a pain, because you can't hit them. I'm gonna die, aren't I? Actually, you probably do not want to charge shot Jet Stingray immediately. Okay, he's onto his second pattern. Here he'll try to suck you in. And then dash in. Let's dash into him, yay. And he's back to shooting stingrays, except now they're pink and he shoots more of them. Oh, and he does this too. Whew, how did that not hit me? Yeah, that's like the vertical dash attack or something. And I guess as far as... Oh, hey, I already defeated him. I told you this stage went quickly. Mind you, Jet Stingray is a lot harder to fight as Zero than as X. He isn't too bad with X. Zero, he's a huge pain in the butt, really. Because you'd think Zero would actually have an easier time with him, because he can destroy the Stingrays that get to the ground. Oh yeah, and we got Ground Hunter, which basically does the same thing his Stingrays do. You shoot one, yeah, fires mini Stingray drones that race across the ground, effective against enemies on walls and floors. Push down while the Stingray drones are flying to command them to fall. The charge version essentially does the same thing, except it's one Stingray and it's bigger. Now, the thing about Jet Stingray and fighting him with Zero is... You'd think he'd be better because he can destroy the Stingrays on the ground easier than X can. But X is much better at preventing the little Stingrays from reaching the ground in the first place. Zero kinda sucks at that, because X can just shoot a charge shot through all four of them, or at least three, while Zero can only really destroy one or maybe two at most at once. So, yeah, definitely an easier fight with X. Also, to actually hit Jet Stingray himself, you have to dash jump all the way across the boss arena, which is just a pain and asking to get hit. But anyway, we don't need to worry about Jet Stingray anymore, because he is down, and we now have 2 special weapons. So with that, wow, this is a quick stage. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.